Level 1. The Family Gathering. You were born into a family where success wasn't rare, it was expected. Your father built a business empire. Your mother owned multiple properties. Your older brother became a millionaire before turning 30. Your younger sister was already traveling the world. Even your cousins seemed to be winning at life. Every family gathering felt like a celebration of success. And every family gathering reminded you of one thing. You were the only exception. Today was no different. You stare at the invitation on your kitchen table. Another family dinner. Another night of pretending everything is okay. You glance around your apartment, a tiny one-bedroom place, unpaid bills sitting on the counter. A refrigerator that's almost empty. The silence feels heavy. Meanwhile, your phone lights up. Photos from the family group chat. Luxury vacations, new cars, business achievements. Everyone seems excited. Everyone seems proud. Everyone except you. An hour later, you're driving to the family mansion. As you turn into the driveway, your stomach tightens. Luxury cars line both sides of the entrance. A Lamborghini, a Range Rover, a Mercedes, and then your old car rolls awkwardly between them. You step out, immediately feeling out of place. The front door opens, laughter spills out from inside. Success, confidence, wealth, everything you wish you had. You take a deep breath and walk in, not knowing this dinner is about to change your life. The mansion is beautiful. Crystal chandeliers, marble floors, expensive paintings. Everything screams success. Family members greet each other with excitement. Stories about investments, business deals, new opportunities. You quietly take a seat, trying not to attract attention. For a while, it works. Then dinner begins, and so does the conversation. Your brother talks about a new investment. Everyone is impressed. Your sister talks about her latest trip. Everyone listens. Your cousin discusses buying another property. More admiration, more applause. Then suddenly, someone looks at you. So what about you? The table goes quiet. You already know what's coming. The question you fear every single time. What are you doing these days? Your heart sinks. You force a smile, trying to explain your plans, your ideas, your goals. But halfway through, you notice the looks, the nodding, the fake encouragement, the polite smiles. Nobody believes you. Not really. Then your brother chuckles. Still working on that dream? A few people laugh, not because they're trying to hurt you, because they genuinely think it's unrealistic. And somehow, that hurts even more. You laugh with them, pretending it doesn't bother you. But deep down, something is breaking. And later that night, when everyone leaves, you're about to hear something that changes everything. Level 2. The conversation you were never supposed to hear. Dinner is finally over. People are laughing, talking, taking photos, making plans for their next vacation. Meanwhile, you're standing alone on the balcony, looking out at the city lights, trying not to think about what happened at the table, trying not to think about the laughter, trying not to think about the look on everyone's face when you explained your dreams. You tell yourself you're overreacting. You tell yourself it's not a big deal. Then you decide to head inside. As you walk through the hallway, you hear voices coming from the study. Your parents. You weren't trying to listen, but then you hear your name, and everything changes. Your father sighs. I don't know what we're going to do with him. Silence. Then your mother answers, I'm worried. Your stomach drops. You freeze. Your father continues. He keeps talking about these big plans, but nothing ever happens. Another pause, then the sentence that hits harder than anything else. I think he might just be different from the rest of us. The words feel like a punch, not because he sounds angry, not because he sounds cruel, but because he sounds disappointed. For the first time in your life, you realize they don't believe in you anymore. Not your brother, not your sister, not even your parents. You quietly leave. Nobody notices, nobody stops you, and as you drive home that night, one thought keeps repeating in your head. Maybe they're right. Maybe you'll never become anything. The next morning feels different, not because your life changed, because your perspective changed. For the first time, you stop making excuses. You stop blaming bad luck. You stop blaming timing. You stop blaming other people. Instead, you look around your apartment and see reality. Dirty dishes, late bills, empty refrigerator, overdue rent notice, a bank account that's almost empty. Dreams are nice, but reality doesn't care about dreams. Reality cares about results. Hours pass. You sit in silence, thinking, questioning everything. Then your phone buzzes. Family group chat. Your brother posting photos from a luxury resort. Your sister boarding a first-class flight. Your cousin celebrating another business milestone. You stare at the screen, then slowly lock your phone, because for the first time, you don't feel jealous. You feel tired, completely exhausted. That night, you open your laptop, not because you're motivated, not because you're inspired, because you're desperate. You begin researching, watching videos, reading articles, looking for anything, any opportunity, any path forward. Hours pass. Then something catches your attention. A business idea. Simple, small, not glamorous, not exciting, but possible. For a moment, you almost ignore it. You almost close the page, but something stops you. Because deep down, you know this might be your last shot. And without realizing it, you're about to take the first step that changes your entire future. Level 3. The only person who believes in you. A few weeks pass. Nothing changes. The business idea looks promising on paper, but reality is different. No customers, no money, no progress. Just long nights and frustration. Sometimes you wonder if your parents were right. Maybe you're wasting your time. Maybe success simply isn't meant for you. Then another family gathering arrives, and once again, you don't want to go, but you go anyway. The mansion looks exactly the same. The expensive cars, the smiling faces, the success stories. Nothing has changed. Except you. This time you're quieter, more withdrawn, less interested in pretending. You spend most of the evening alone, until someone sits beside you. Your brother's girlfriend. You barely know her. She's always been polite, but tonight feels different. She notices you're quiet. She notices you're distracted. Then she asks a simple question. Are you okay? At first, you give the usual answer, yeah. But she doesn't buy it. For some reason, she keeps listening. And eventually you tell the truth. You tell her everything. The failed attempts, the embarrassment, the pressure, the feeling of disappointing everyone, the fear that maybe you're not good enough. You expect her to laugh. You expect her to change the subject. You expect the same reaction you've gotten from everyone else. Instead, she looks directly at you and says, I think you're closer than you realize. You stare at her, confused. She continues. The people who fail over and over are usually the ones still trying. The people who quit never get another chance. For a moment, you don't know what to say. Because nobody has spoken to you like that in years. Nobody has looked at you with belief. And somehow those few words stay in your mind long after the party ends. The next morning, you wake up thinking about what she said. I think you're closer than you realize. At first it sounds ridiculous. Closer? You can barely pay rent, your business isn't growing, your family still thinks you're failing. But the words refuse to leave your head. So instead of quitting, you keep going. Another day, another attempt, another lesson, another mistake, then another, and another. Days become weeks, weeks become months. Most people would have given up by now. Honestly, you almost do. Then one afternoon, something happens. You're sitting at your desk, half asleep, staring at your screen, when suddenly a notification appears. At first you think it's spam. Then you look again. A customer. An actual customer. Your first sale. For a few seconds, you just stare. Not moving, not breathing, making sure it's real. Then you refresh the page. Still there. You refresh again. Still there. And suddenly you're smiling. Not because of the money. The money isn't much. It's because for the first time, you have proof. Proof that this might actually work. Proof that maybe your dream isn't impossible. That night you can't sleep. You keep checking the sale, again and again. And for the first time in years, you feel something you almost forgot existed. Hope. But what you don't know is that the hardest part of the journey is still ahead. Because success is about to test you in ways failure never could. Level 4. Success starts to show. Weeks pass, then months, and something strange begins happening. The sales keep coming. Not hundreds, not thousands, just enough. Enough to keep you going. Enough to make you believe. Every morning you wake up and check your phone. Another customer, then another, then another. For the first time in your life, your effort is creating results. The apartment is still small. The bills are still stressful, but something has changed. You walk differently. You think differently. You stop apologizing for your dreams. You stop explaining yourself to people. You stop seeking approval. Because every day, the business gives you something you've never had before. Proof. One afternoon, you look at your earnings, then look again, then again, because you've just made more money in a single month than you've ever made before. Not enough to be rich, not enough to impress your family, but enough to know you're moving in the right direction. And for the first time, you allow yourself to imagine a future where you actually succeed. A future where you're no longer the family disappointment. A future where people take you seriously. But that future is still far away, and the universe is about to test how badly you really want it. Success feels amazing until it disappears. One morning you wake up, open your laptop, and immediately feel your stomach drop. Something is wrong. Sales are down, way down. You refresh the screen, nothing changes. You check again, still bad. Hours pass, then a full day, then another. The momentum you've spent months building suddenly begins collapsing. Panic starts creeping in. You work longer hours, you try fixing everything, you research non-stop, but nothing works. Every day the numbers keep falling, and soon the fear returns, the same fear you've known your entire life. What if this was just luck? What if your family was right? What if you were never supposed to succeed? For nearly a month, you fight to save the business, sleeping less, working more, stress eating, barely leaving your apartment. Then one night, completely exhausted, you receive a message. It's from your brother's girlfriend. A simple message. How's everything going? You stare at the screen, not knowing what to say, because the truth is, everything is falling apart. And for the first time since you started succeeding, you're thinking about quitting. The girl who never left. After your business starts taking off, life becomes busy. Very busy. Meetings, travel, growth, opportunities. And without realizing it, you begin talking to her less. Not because you want to, because life keeps getting in the way. At first, she understands. Then weeks pass, then months, and eventually, she starts feeling like she's losing you. One evening, she sends a message, a simple message. Do you still need me? You stare at the screen, confused. Of course you do. But then you realize something.